In today's 40k Batrep, Matthew will be running Sisters of Battle for the first time, trying out our Martyred Lady to take on my Ad Mech, coming forth from their rad, saturated Forge world. We will be playing an open war mission.
And for all of you lovely Vault members, we have another game for you in the MiniWarGaming Vault. I, Matthew, will be playing Mortau with lots of battle suits against Josh's Militarum Tempestus, all sorts of regular humans inside of all of their vehicles. And we will be playing an open war mission. You can click the link in the description below to get your free 7-day trial and instant access to this battle report.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Warhammer 40k Battle Report.
I'm pretty excited to try out the Sisters of Battle. I've played them in the past, but it's been a very long time, and I definitely have not played them in 9th edition. So once again, for everybody who likes Sisters of Battle and are more experienced with them, any advice would be great. I'm not looking to build the best tournament min-max list ever, but it also is nice to know what is effective and what isn't effective, and what you've liked, and the different orders and how they work together. So to start off, we're just going to keep things simple. We're going to do the order of our Martyred Lady. The Sisters of Battle have an interesting game mechanic called Miracle Dice, which basically at the start of each battle round I get to roll a die, and then that die gets set aside, and I could substitute it in for most things that I could roll for. Hit rolls, wound rolls, charges, advances, all that kind of stuff. So it's rather interesting. Our Martyred Lady allows me to get extra miracle dice in certain circumstances. For example, if you destroy one of my units, then I get an extra miracle die in addition to other ones. I can earn other miracle dice just for the basic Sisters of Battle rules by doing things like rolling ones for bravery tests, if one of my characters dies. There's a list of things that I'm not going to go through right now, but basically there's different ways for me to earn them. And so I'm kind of playing into that. Also with our Martyred Lady, when a unit goes to attack, if one of the models from the unit has been destroyed, even if it's been returned, they get +1 to their hit roll. So essentially once you kill a model from a unit, then that unit's going to be more efficient at killing you back because they're mad at you for that. So there's a few things I have to kind of keep my mind on because there's a few auras and everything. So let's go through basically the core of the army being the characters, and then we'll talk about all the units. So at the front left there, we've got, what's her face? Junith Uruda? I'm just going to call it Uruda, and if you guys want to try to argue how to pronounce that, I'd love to. And you can point to sources if you like, but we all have different accents, so who knows? So Junith Uruda, obviously a named character, specifically from this order, which is why I decided to do this order, because I just wanted to try her out. She's a vehicle, has 2 heavy flamers, has a couple auras, a 6-inch aura of +1 invuln. So sisters all usually have a 6-up invuln from their Shield of Faith, and then she basically has an aura of +1 to that. So anybody within 6 inches will have a 5-up invuln. It can't bring it better than a 4-up, because there are other ones that do the same thing, but it still can make things a little more survivable against higher armor penetrating weapons. She also has a 6-inch aura of rerolling 1s to hit and 1s to wound. So take that, captains and lieutenants, on both. But she is a named character, so that gives me some limitations on relics. To the right, but behind, we have our other HQ choice, which is my Canoness. Now this is one thing that's not going to be what you see is what you get. I've tried, the rest of the army should be exactly what it looks like, but we're limited in the Canoness models as to what we can bring, and they've kind of changed it, and so a lot of the stuff became legends. And the loadout that comes by default on this one I don't really like. So I'm going to be trying out the Power Sword and Plasma Pistol, and then a Rod of Office. The Rod of Office just extends her auras by 3 inches. Specifically, I think just the one that rerolls 1s to hit, but I'll double check that later. Because I did give her a relic, Litanies of Faith, which is a 6-inch bubble. No, sorry. I gave her a Warlord trait, which is a 6-inch bubble of +1 invuln as well. So if she is close to Junith, then they could actually bring a unit to 4-up invuln. I'm not necessarily planning on doing that. The reason she's back there is because she'll probably be joining that squad inside of that Immolator, and that way she can provide that support, because the other aura she has is the reroll 1s to hit, which doesn't really stack with Junith, so it's nice to provide that aura somewhere else. I did give her the Litanies of Faith relic, which lets me once per turn, whenever I gain a miracle die, I can re-roll it if I don't like what it is. So if I just roll like a 2, then I might re-roll it, because you're looking for 1s or 5s or 6s. Because you could use it for damage rolls as well, so that'd be really good for those multi-meltas. Now in front of her we have a Dialogus, yes, and she has a 6-inch aura of +1 leadership, as well as a 6-inch aura of whenever somebody uses an act of faith, in other words, they use a miracle die, she can modify it up or down by 1. And so that can be helpful to turn a 2 into a 1 for an auto-passing morale, or, you know, getting a damage die to where I need it, or a hit die. Who knows what. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And then behind them to the left, we have our Hospitalier, basically a medic, which does what you would assume, heals D3 wounds or returns a slain model, only with 1 wound remaining. Now, most of the army is 1 wound only, but that's just important if you are dealing with, like, actually, I think it's only the bodyguard for Celestine, I can't remember what they're called, that would have more than 1 wound. But maybe there's some other stuff too that I just haven't noticed quite yet. So yeah, she's just being brought. She'll be riding in one of the immolators as well, just to maybe return a model here or there. I'm not quite sure if she's really going to be that useful. So then the bulk of the army obviously is going to be Battle Sisters in various forms and capacities. We've got, it's kind of mixed up all over the place because I was trying to display it as according to the transports they're going to go in. So let's just start from the front left and work our way around. So in the very front left, on foot, we'll have a squad of Retributors. No, further forward, further forward, further forward. Pan down! Pan down!
Fine.
Thank you.
No.
Front left, front left.
Should have been the immolator one
No,
first.
no, we're going there and we're going to work our way around in a circle. It makes sense. This is a squad of Retributors with 4 heavy bolters. I wanted to try them out because heavy bolters have gotten better to being 2 damage apiece. They got their little cherub that lets once per game I fire one of the heavy bolters again, which is, you know, sure, whatever. Right behind them, we got another squad of Retributors, 6 of them, because then you can bring the banner, because the one that has the banner has to be one that just has a regular bolter. And the banner lets them do an act of faith, even because you can only do 1 act of faith per phase. But if you have a banner, then you can do 1 additional one. So if I'm just desperate and need to do an extra one, then hey, I've got that. So this one's a mix. I can't remember. I'm trying to look closely at it. It looks like we've got, this one is 3 heavy flamers and a multi-melta, and then I think it's a combi flamer. Now the reason I'm mixing them is because there is a stratagem that if you fire a bolt weapon, a flame weapon, and a melta weapon at the same unit, and then you spend a command point, I think it is, they get +1 to wound. So I'm always going to mix that in just for that purpose. Maybe it's totally useless, and it's not something that comes up often enough to worry about that, and you want to have them all multi-meltas or all heavy flamers or all heavy bolters. I'm not quite sure. Next, we have a unit of just regular Battle Sisters. This one has heavy flamer and combi flamer, and that'll be inside of, well, we'll talk about the immolators in a second. Well, okay, let's talk about the immolators while we're there. Those are 2 immolators with the flame weapon. So basically 2 heavy flamers, essentially, is what it works out to. They used to be better than heavy flamers because they were 12-inch range, but now everybody's flamers are 12-inch range. They didn't increase this one, so I don't know why, but so there's just basically double heavy flamers on each of them. Then we go to the right, we got another Battle Sister squad, this one with 2 melta guns, and then they're inside of an immolator with multi-meltas, twin multi-meltas, which is nice. That's 4 multi-melta shots. So now I'll finally...
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, I remember I played a game like a couple years ago when I played with those. For some reason, I looked at the model and thought I got to take 4 multi-melta shots, because when I look at them, they're all like double-barreled each. So I thought they were both twin multi-meltas, and it was my brain just kind of derped. Now I'm right. Now I do get to take 4 multi-melta shots. So GW must have seen that battle report and thought, you know what? That's a good idea.
That sounds cool.
That sounds really cool. More shots, right? Taka, taka, taka. And the Canada's probably riding inside of that one too. And then to the right, we have a squad of Retributors. And this one looks like it's multi-meltas and 1 heavy flamer. And that'll be inside of an immolator with double multi-meltas as well. And then in front of that is just a plain old boring Battle Sister squad with a heavy flamer, I guess. Basically, it's what you see is what you get. From a distance, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference between a flamer and a melta because they are very similar looking. And that's my army. It's got 3 troop choices, which it has to do. And then I decided this one's focusing on shooting. And so I went with Retributors and Immolators. I know there's Exorcists as well, but we're playing at 1,500 points, so I didn't have a lot of extra spare points to bring all those. Probably if the other 500 points might bring some Exorcists or something like that. But wanted to keep all close combat, except, you know, the basic power swords and whatever stuff they have out of this list. I'll save that for another game.
And here we go. Here's my 1,500 points worth of Ad Mech. It feels like it's been forever since I played them. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels like it's been a long, long time. Went for a rad saturated Forge World. It's no Mars, but I don't know, this is my guilty pleasure. I really like this type of Forge World. And then Luminaries Fusion. So basically what it's going to be, everything that has got the little rad ability, where I am reducing Matt's toughness for being close by. It also reduces the strength, and it's within 3 inches instead of with 1 inch. And then also, basically all the shooting coming at me is going to be -1 strength over, I think it's 12 inches. So it's a neat little Forge World. I like to have fun with it. It doesn't have its own unique stratagem or war gear or anything like that, but I'm hunky-dory with it. Leading the force, we got the Tech Priest Dominus up front. Standard loadout on him. He will be the Warlord. And Warlord trait, we're going to go for the Divinations of the Magos, which gives me the 3 different auras that I can kind of turn on willy-nilly at the start of my turn, depending on what I want to be doing that turn. Troop choices. I've got my 3 Cataphron Destroyers that have Heavy Grav and Phosphor. And then up front, 3 units of 5 Scutarii Vanguard. Just there to normally grab objectives, but also help put out that little rad bubble of -1 strength and toughness. Elite choices, the best of the best. I took 2 units of Secure and Rust Stalkers, because they're going to do something eventually. We just got to keep waiting for it. I'll roll good eventually, though, I promise. Fast attack, which is now my favorite part of Ad Mech, and it's not the heavy support anymore. I've got a unit of 5 Taraxi Sky Stalkers. Actually, there should be one more in there. It's a 6-man unit. No upgrades on them. They're just here to, shoot their million-shot guns. I do have the horses. I love these models. We are expanding out and getting more of the Cataphrons, but this is probably the next thing on my hit list. A squad of 5 Cerberus Raiders, and then a squad of 5 Sulphur Hounds. I have got heavy support choices. 3 good old Castellan robots. Definitely the weakest part of the Ad Mech, but you know what? I'll just keep bringing them because I love them, even though they suck. They don't suck. Flyer choices. 2 Archaeopter Stratoraptors. I haven't used the gunships before. I may have once. I like the bombers the most, but I want to give these guys a try, see if I can't get some good shooting going on. That makes up my 1,500 points of Ad Mech.
Today's mission is from the Open War Mission Pack. For deployment, each player deployment zone run the long table edges, and are each 12 inches away from the center of the battlefield. The objective, incisive attack. It states, the players roll off. Starting with the winner, each player alternates placing objective markers numbered 1 through 3 until 3 have been set up. Each objective marker must be more than 3 inches away from the edge of the battlefield, more than 9 inches away from other objective markers, and not within a deployment zone. At the start of the first battle round, one player randomly determines one objective marker to be active by rolling 1d3. At the end of each battle round, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective marker they control, scoring 1 additional victory point if they control the objective marker that is active. The player with the most victory points at the end of the battle is the winner. For the twist, we have Unstable Reality. Players must subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic of all models, subtract 1 from combat attribution tests. Invigorated. Add 1 to the move characteristic of all models. Add 1 to advance and charge rolls.
We're going to be playing on this orky-looking table, and because the original plan was for me to play against orcs, but Steve was not able to come in today. So we had already set up the table, so I guess the orcs have been kicked out and we're fighting here now. We'll say that I beat the orcs, and now you're coming after me for some reason, because you're Dark Mechanicum, or whatever. The mat is a beautiful mat from Table War, and all the terrain is custom built from Adam from Greenleaf Terrain. You can see the 3 objectives around the table, and now we will find out who gets what side and who goes first and second.
We got ourselves all nice and deployed. I've got 1 flyer hanging out here with 1 unit of Vanguard, and then the Rust Stalkers. I don't know why I always forget their name. Steve knows the names better than I do now.
He's grown to hate them.
He has. Robots, Cataphrons, Warlord, and more little Scutarii. Vanguard, Rust Stalkers, Sulphur Hounds, Flyer, and the Raiders. Over on Matt's side, what we got going on?
It hurt my head to think about this. I was considering putting things in strategic reserve, but it is what it is. So we've got immolators over here, Flamer, Melta, Flamer, Melta, and so the way I spread it out is I got not Celestine, my Canonist right here, the Hospitalier over here, and then we got my other 2 characters over here. So I kind of spread out the auras, although I know she doesn't have the aura while she's in there, that's when she comes out. And then some Retributors on foot, and then hiding behind here that you might not be able to see on camera is my other squad of Battle Sisters.
Nice.
Just with flamers, so not quite sure how this works. Now I should point out, I had forgotten to roll my Sacred Rites. So basically before the battle begins, I can either choose one of 6 Sacred Rites or I can roll 2 of them. Decided to roll 2, and I got the one that, I got 2 and 3. So 3 is add 3 to deny the witch test, not useful. And number 2 was, you remember? You remember?
No.
Oh,
No.
come on.
No.
I just said it, and I've already forgotten. It is Spirit of the Martyr. Oh yes, whenever you kill any of my models with Sacred Rite, which is everything, they can, on a 5+, they can either shoot as if it were the shooting phase with one of its ranged weapons, or it can make 1 attack with one of its melee weapons.
I hate that one.
Why? Because it works?
Yeah.
It's only on a 5+ though. But like, I think, do the Immolators have Sacred Rites? They do. So even Immolators have Sacred Rites. So you blow up an Immolator on a 5+, because I think that they're armed. Yeah, it's a, that 2 multi-meltas is a twin multi-melta, so it can fire basically all of its shots. Now it is at its lowest bracket, so it's only hitting on 5s or whatever. And the nice thing though is there is a command point stratagem at the start of the battle round I will be using that I can re-roll one of those. So I'll be re-rolling the Deny the Witch test, but we'll do that in a second. And we've got lots of beginning the battle and battle round stuff too, right?
A whole ton of it for both these arms.
Yeah, so we can go through all that now too. First off, at the start of each battle round, I get a miracle die. I get to roll it. It's a 5. I'll keep that. That's nice and high and healthy. But we actually have to figure out who goes first.
Right.
Now, we agreed before the game, even though in open war it's roll, winner chooses who goes first, we would like the rule that GT 2020 has where you roll and the winner always has to go first. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Well, it's just going to be like that then. Isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I am going first. I have no choice. Now, another thing at the first battle round is we choose which objective is important. So I think we have it 1, 2, 3. 2. Oh, poop.
So that one's worth 2 victory
2.
points.
The other ones are worth 1 each. So essentially that one is worth the same amount as these 2 put together. You score them at the end of each battle round.
For the first time ever, I'm going to remember that I have a skirmishing line rule. So I get a pregame move. I get to move as if it were the movement phase.
Do you have to do your canticles first or after that?
I don't think either of them specify.
They say the beginning of the first battle round, and so at the beginning of the battle round? Sure.
So I don't think there's any reason I can't advance them either then.
If it just says they can make a normal move,
Move as if it were the movement phase.
well then that's a normal move.
Bam.
That's exactly what a normal move is.
15-inch move. Let's get aggressive. Up they go. I gotta do canticles too, so I'm Shroud Psalming.
So you count as in your light cover?
My entire army counts as if they're in light cover, yeah.
And that works for your vehicles as well?
100% it does.
So even though things can't normally... So hold on, does it actually say
Doesn't say light cover.
they get +1 of their saves? At the beginning of the battle round as well, I'll spend a command point on the stratagem Battle Rites. If my Canoness is on the table, I think the other one can do it too, it doesn't matter. I can re-roll one of my Battle Rites. So I'm gonna take the one that was a 3. Hopefully I won't roll a 2 or a 3. What I want is a 4. 5 is not really great. It's the Passion. Melee weapons, when they attack, if you roll unmodified 6s, they score an additional hit. Being an older codex, not a 9th edition codex, nothing in the command phase except to get my command point, getting me back to 12 after the one I just spent. Sounds good. Our first movement is to move these Retributors out this way. I'd like to keep them in cover as much as I can, but so I could have moved there. Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep them in cover. The idea here is that I'm popping them out, and they get to move 7 inches, not 6, because of the one twist. I'm trying to basically get them somewhere that they can see across at your toughness 3 Rust Stalkers, because the -1 strength bringing me down to 4 won't make a difference, and these are 2 damage each, so they should be a good counter to them. We'll see. I'm going to throw an advance on these Immolators, and this Immolator right here. So it's just a 2. I get the +1 move, so that'll give me a 15-inch, oh no, 16, because I get +1 advance as well. Really what I'm just trying to do is just get it within 12-inch range of, are these Vanguard or Rangers?
Those are the Vanguard. Yeah, I've got Vanguard all around.
Okay, no Rangers, so just Vanguard when I see the little guys. So I'll just be in range. The other Immolator with the twin Meltas is going to move its 13 inches. It's just enough to get it onto the objective. Thanks to the +1 move. So I will be sitting on that objective without an advance. I'm going to roll an advance into Dialogus, see what she gets. We get a 3, so she gets +1 to that and +1 move. So essentially she's going 11 inches. Yeah, you know what? That's enough for her to kind of keep up. She'll get Lookout Sir from both those immolators, so we should be safe. In this immolator, I'm going to have the Battle Sisters. So this is the troop choice one. They've got 2 Meltaguns, which kind of sucks that I have to do this, but I need to go grab that objective. So they're going to get out, and then they're going to advance. Got a little cherub right here. They're going to advance 2, but then they get +1 move and advance. So they're fast. Look at that 10-inch move. Holy cow. So we're just going to put them out front like so. There's not really anywhere to nab cover. So we're just going to have to hope to not just immediately die. Actually, I got to think about who I want to keep alive the longest, which would be them. The other ones can stand out front from the objective.
Yeah, because with you score, because we both score at the end of the
Battle round, yes.
So I do definitely have an advantage going
You have
second.
a huge advantage going second. Although, yeah, there's the alpha striking. I can kill some stuff before you go, but then you get to control the objectives a lot more. So Judith, I have a hard choice here. I want to move her over to support the Retributors because she has an aura of reroll 1s to hit and wound, and that'll just more definitively help me to take out those Reststalkers. Because I want to start early trading, right? Or early killing before you start coming up and killing me. Or she could move up here and hang out with these Battle Sisters and give them that +1 invuln to help them stay alive, potentially. There's only 1 wound each on them, though, so kind of worry what happens as soon as you kill 3 of them, and she's kind of liable to get shot at for that. But you know what, I'm going to throw an advance on her and with her movement, you know, I think I'll pop up there and then use the rhinos as a bit of cover as well. With the advance and all the bonuses, I can actually just get her up here. So she doesn't give the +1 invulns to vehicles, it's only to infantry, but it is what it is. I'm wishing that I had deployed these Battle Sisters back here to come around and grab that objective. So what I'll do is I'll advance them, which will give me more than enough movement to move here and embark on the immolate. Oh, I can't. No, I can't. There's 6 of them.
Oh!
I had 11 points left over, so I made it a squad of 6. I should have just left it. So they can't get in the immolator because there's not transport capacity because the Canoness is currently in there, unless I get something else out. So hold on. So what we'll do... Oh, hold on. I gotta check something else. I gotta check something else. Realizing my folly, just before I do their move, I'm gonna have the Canoness actually get out. And then she is going to advance 2, so that'll be +2 essentially from the +1 move in advance. Allow me to move 10 inches. And so she's also going to pop over here. This is doubling up the aura though. I don't need her over there. I don't want to go over there. Josh, I don't know what to do.
Finesse.
You know what? Screw it. She's staying in there. They're going to advance. So I'm just going to move. The other idea is the immolator is going to move up here afterwards just to pop out with its multi-meltas. And then what they'll do is they'll advance around like so with all that extra movement. Finesse. You can't just keep using that word like it means something. What does it mean?
You have been off camera
What does it
the entire
mean?
morning so far.
What does it mean? So then this immolator will advance 3. So we're getting 15, 16, 17 inches. So I'm just really trying to get it just within 12 inches of these horsies, which
horses
easily going to happen. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to charge them. When they get their stratagem, get to move away,
They
right?
just get to move on to the objective.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they can go there anyways, right?
Yeah. But that way I'd start the turn on it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
in this
matter.
game.
It's the end of the battle round. So there you go. That's my movement. Final answer. Let's go straight to the shooting phase. Neither of us use dirty psychers. We both dislike psychers. So I'm going to start with my Retributor squad right here. They're going to fire their heavy bolters at your Reststalkers. Now, at this range, I get -1 strength, which won't matter, because strength 4 against toughness 3. But you do have your Shroud Song on, which gives you the +1 save, because you count as being in light cover, essentially. Retributors can move and fire without suffering a penalty for heavy weapons. So 3s to hit. Well, that looks perfectly average, actually. We got 2 out of 3 of them. Looking for 3s to wound. Oh, that's not as good. Only 5 get through.
Back to a 4-up save.
Oh, I killed 3 of them.
Well, that's not
That's
bad.
2 damage apiece. Boop, boop, boop. Hey, heavy bolters are decent now. Let's go to our Immolation Flamers. It's essentially it's 2d6 auto hit, strength 5 -1. I'm within 12 inches, obviously, to be able to fire them, so there's no -1 strength. Not that it would matter. We're targeting your Vanguard right here.
All right. You bully.
I advanced, but they're assault, so they're extra. They're basically heavy flamers with assault, though. We're gonna get 8 auto hits. 3s to wound. Oh, 2 of them.
Rough.
Oh wait. Let me check if the reroll 1s to wound is only infantry. I double checked, and her aura of reroll 1s to hit and wound is not infantry exclusive. So we can take these 4 1s and reroll them. That's a little better. So we got 5 at -1 AP.
Little fella's got a 4 up then.
Ooh.
Losing 2. Boop, boop. Dead.
We got 3 bolters right here. We'll take a shot across at the same unit. And -1 strength. But then they realize they're too tired because they advanced and will not fire. Let's go to multi-melta number 1 right here. This twin multi-melta is going to fire at your cataphrons.
Yeah, leave them alone.
No, I want them all dead. They deserve to be dead. So correct amount of shots now. 4 multi-melta shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, there's a 2. Poop. And then wounding on, I'm strength 7, but I don't think that matters for you,
Yeah,
right?
it's 3 still.
Still 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s. Oh, 2 of them get through. Do you have an invuln?
Yeah, it's just a 6-up invuln.
Okay.
All right, come on, little buddies. Oh,
Oh, this feels familiar.
just go right back home.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's do it. Let's do better, but fire again with no rerolls or no assistance. Let's see if they can do better. 3s to hit. Oh, golly. 3s to wound. That's right. Roll your 6s this time, Josh. That's better. Now they're 3 wounds apiece, right?
Yep.
And I'm not in multi-melta range, so it's D6 damage apiece.
I'm gonna command point one of these.
Really? For a 6? Go for it. Ha! Destroyed your command point.
It was worth it.
Yeah. Let's roll our damage one at a time. You are 3 wounds a pop, right? So the first one's dead.
Dang it.
I think this means they're all dead. Second one's dead, and then the third one's dead. You don't have any ignore wounds mechanics, do you?
Not right now.
Okay, I killed a unit. I'm gonna get a miracle die. Woo! Yeah! First blood! I killed something with shooting in the first turn. I haven't done that for a while. I haven't played, even with Tau. I didn't do it with Tau.
My robot's on his well now.
Over here. Another
Nope.
immolation flamer. We're gonna do it into
Leave them alone.
into your horsies. To your horsies. So I advance, but I can still fire the immolation flamer. Ha! I'm gonna reroll that. Command point.
reroll?
I don't
Okay.
like using command point rerolls, but that was just so bad. Yeah, it's 3 times better. 3s to wound. So that's 5 of them. And you basically just ignore my -1 with your Shroud Song,
Yeah, so just back to a 4-up.
because it doesn't stack with actual cover. So one of them, are they 3 wounds apiece?
Yes, they are.
So one of them dies. Because you already used command point. So my bully, whatever. I'm not gonna do any charging. I couldn't even if I wanted to. I don't want to.
Okay, so let's see if I can figure out math. For whatever reason, my brain's not working. So Matt's gonna basically tell me if I'm right. Leadership 7 base, but down to leadership 6.
Right.
I lost 3, so 4 up to fail.
Right. 1, 2, or 3, you're good.
Look at me go.
Look at that. I want one of those. That gives me miracle dice.
Yeah, your
Speaking-
army's mechanics are pretty cool. Do you get a roll a miracle dice for killing?
Yes, that was at the end of the phase. So
Gotcha.
at the end of the phase, I killed something. So I get a miracle die, and it's a 5, I'll keep it. The reason I'm saying I'll keep it is because my warlord trait allows me once per turn, not every time I roll it, to re-roll a miracle die. But a 5 seems pretty decent. I can use that for a hit or a wound or a damage roll. So, or like a good advance or something. So we're good. So I have 2 5s now.
Skitari there, feeling on a 5 or 6.
Ooh.
Okay, so 1 does flee.
Now they're -1 combat attrition because of the twist. So it's 1s, 2s, and 3s will make you run. Oh, look at that! 1 extra runs because of the twist.
And last but not least, I can fail on a 6 over here.
Because of the -1 leadership.
Correct, but they're fine.
Like,
Overall,
I can't complain. I was able to grab 2 objectives, not the important ones. I'm not happy with how little I did to the horses, but now that I realize they're 3 wounds each, Josh told me that. I just didn't kind of clue in just how durable that would be. 1 double flamer is not going to toast them unless I really, even I'd have to roll even if I rolled all 12 wounds.
Yeah, because the assumption
and he
always...
failed all of them, that'd be 4 of them dying.
Yeah, because my knee-jerk reaction is to look at them and go, they're toughness 4 with 2 wounds.
Right, but they're toughness 3 with 3 wounds. That's an odd combo.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I killed those cataphrons. It might have taken 2 multi-meltas. But it's funny because the first one, if you had failed both those 6s and I killed 2 of them, I still would have dedicated the entire multi-melta into that last one. So it basically evened out math-wise that they got through. Ironically, it was the one that was unsupported that did the devastating amount of damage.
Well, because the dice rolls worked out that way. Because otherwise, if that one went first, killed them, robots take damage. Unhappy Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's go over to Ad Mech, turn 1. Starting the turn here for the Ad Mech, I will admit I am not happy with the position I am in. I need to do some major work, and I got to remove some threats from the board, which is going to be tougher than it first appears. I think I gotta lean on the flyer. So I'm going to get a command point, go back up to, I believe it should be at 12 now?
Yes.
And get over to my movement. Start off by having this squad of Skitarii Vanguard advance, so they're going to go 7 plus another 4 for an 11-inch move. So let's jump back a second here. Start of the movement phase, I gotta do something. I'm gonna use the stratagem for the rest talkers to remove them from the board, and then they end up on any board edge more than 9 away from the enemy, and wholly within 9 of that board edge. Not supposed to happen until the end of the movement phase, but they're just plopping down there now. It doesn't make a difference at all for the rest of my moves. Lone little Vanguard in front is going to advance. Oh, he's so sad, he's going so slow. Also take the opportunity to move the robots up with the Dominus. I did have to pick his Warlord trait Aura, and that is going to be unmodified 6s to hit, count as an additional hit.
Even with shooting?
Even with shooting. But it's model by models closest to him, but there's 1 unit accurate. So now the interesting little tactical conundrum is that you can modify your miracle dice with which character?
Judith has, this character, the Dialogus, has a 6-inch aura of whenever I use an act of faith or grab a miracle die, I can increase or decrease that die by 1. So in other words, I have 2 5s right now. Now I can only do 1 act of faith per phase. There's some exceptions to that, but nothing that's on the table right now. And so I can make it a 6-up invuln, basically. You hit it with something that's super hard hitting, and there's one shot that it's... Yeah, yeah, exactly. And, depending on how I do for the rolls, then we'll see what happens.
Well, that's a cool rule, but I hate it right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to get both the flyers into position. This is going to be a little wonky. Both of them moving up to get some good positions for shooting. They got that weird kind of double pivot they can do. They pivot, they can move any distance, pivot again. So, I don't know, I think they're like some of the most maneuverable flyers you got in the game right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rust Stalkers here are going to advance. They're going to go 9 plus another 2. You guys need to move faster. Ending up right there. I was thinking about CP rerolling. I would have had to get a 6 to get to that objective, so that's okay. For the Sulphur Hounds, I will be using the Olfactorum Aggressor Imperative. So instead of rolling an advance roll, I just add an extra 6 to their movement when they advance. And then I get +1 movement on top of that, and then +1 to the advance as well. So they get to go very fast. And then the squad of Raiders are going to be moving over this way. Don't know what I want them doing yet, but it's not getting shot at by that flamer anymore. Or at least over there. For my last trick, we're going to have these guys do an advance. So the Vanguard going an extra 4, 5 because of the scenario. Over to the Psychic phase, where I'm going to do a couple stratagems.
Really?
Yes, they have nothing to do with being Psychers, though.
Oh.
I'm going to spend 2 CP for Gloria Mechanicus, and automatically change my Canticle to Benediction of the Omnissiah, which allows me to reroll hit rolls of 1. It's really just to benefit the flyers.
Hold on. This is in the Psychic phase?
You do this at any time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one's at any time.
I'm like, what?
And then at the end of the Psychic phase, I'm going to spend 1 command point on Binaric Override on these guys, because this is at the end of any phase, and I change their protocol. I just can't change it again for the rest of the game.
What does it change to?
They're going to go into the double shoot, because I can see 2 objectives, and...
Time to clear the chaff away?
That's the idea. I could keep them in the better save, but that's not going to work. You get too many multi-melters. And then shooting phase, we're going to start off. I'm going to have this one Archaeopter go for the strafing run. And spend 1 command point, give him +1 to hit something that doesn't fly. For his shooting, what we're going to do is put... we're going to put the... You know what? Everything into this immolator. It just needs to die.
Even the stubbers?
Even the steppers.
Okay.
Starting off with the twin Cognis las cannon shooting down into you. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. So we got 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Whoa, jeez.
You're down to 6 command points.
Now I'm down to 5.
Oh, you're really busting out all the
There
moves.
we go. 2 wounding hits.
Okay. Well, I've got a 6-up invuln, or 6-up save in this case because you're -3. So here we go. Dancing Matthews? Nope. 2d6 damage.
Big numbers!
I've got 10.
Yeah, so got 7 so far.
Down to 3.
Let's try the heavy phosphors now. Same thing, 2s, rerolling 1s. Very nice. It's just, so you got to try playing my armies where you can just 2s, rerolling 1s.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
satisfying. 5s to wound though.
You're so good at Warhammer.
So good at Warhammer.
2 wounds.
2 wounding hits at -2.
So that gives me a 5-up save.
Yes, sir.
And what's the damage of these?
1.
Okay, so 1 gets through. I've got 2 wounds left.
Okay.
Heavy stubbers for the win.
All right, go get him, heavy stubbers.
Wow, you're so good at Warhammer. Look at all those hits. 5s to wound. Oh no!
Oh, it's happening.
You know that would have wounded Sisters of Battle like this, the Battle Sisters 3 times. Just
Nope, it's fine.
it's all good.
Let's try Cerberus Raiders shooting galvanic carbines at that immolator.
You're just making up words now, aren't you?
That's all my Batrep, man. Like, I think Luco's the one that said, like, I can say whatever gibberish, and, like, he doesn't pay attention, and, like, I could call it whatever I want.
It's like Star Trek technobabble.
100% it
That's
is.
all it is.
So I'm hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s.
Oh, good thing I got that reroll, otherwise you wouldn't be nearly as good at Warhammer.
It's true. I need 6s to wound, though. That's the important part for mortal wounds. All right, ready? Big numbers! No!
That's not a single wound. You need a 6 as to mortal.
Oh, no! Vanguard, shoot it. Don't worry, Josh. This will work. Hitting on 4s. Reeling 1s because I advanced. Okay. So far, so good. Looking for 6s to wound you.
Oh, golly.
There's 3 of them!
And now 6s do 2 damage each, right?
They are 2 damage apiece.
But there's no AP?
There's no AP to this.
So those are 3-up saves.
Yep.
So one of these gets through, and you got him, though.
It's true.
Makes me want to consider using a miracle die, but I think you poured enough firepower into this. 3-up saves. Oh, golly! That could have been 6-up invulns, and that would have been good.
All right. After chanting Serenity Now over and over again in my head, I'm going to go to this side of the board. This unit of Vanguard are going to try to light up the immolator with the multi-melta straight ahead. I'm just going to kill you on this, though.
Okay.
You're going to be so embarrassed.
I get it.
Oh, man, look at this go. Reroll 1s. That was actually not that roll.
That's a great roll.
Yeah. All right, ready? Ready? Look at all these 6s.
Oh, you got 4 of them.
That was a really good roll.
Yeah, and if I like really biff this 3-up save roll, then you could actually do a decent amount of damage. Oh, look at that. Didn't get through. That's 4 damage, down to 6.
I'm impressed.
I am too, actually.
Their little friend over here all by himself is going to try it now.
Oh, you did them separately just in case the first one actually killed it?
I forgot about them.
Okay.
Yeah. 4s.
Oh,
you got
yeah.
1 hit. 6. Yeah. No. Second flyer. What we're going to do. Oh, jeez. The phosphors are going over here. Yeah, phosphors going over there. Everything else going here.
To the injured immolator?
Yes. Start off with the las cannons into the injured immolator. Dang it.
Oh, you don't have the strafing run because it's a stratagem?
Yeah, it's a stratagem.
I see.
3 to wound. It wounds.
I will finally do an act of faith. So I've got 2 dice right now. They're both 5s. And so I'm going to grab the 5, and then I'm going to use Judith to turn... Oh, sorry, the dialogist to turn that 5 into a 6. And pass that invuln save.
Let's do the stubbers. No! That was really accurate for stubbers.
That's pretty good.
Wounding on 5s.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
I'm glad I did that invuln. 3-up save.
Yes, no AP.
1 gets through. Down to 5 wounds. That does bracket me a little.
Okay. Alright, the phosphors that I probably should have put the stubbers over here too into the other 2 wound. Immolator. Oh. All right, let's see if I can hit the Immolator on 3s.
Oh, look at you.
He's so upset.
So accurate.
5s.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, we got 3 winning hits at AP2.
All right, well, oh, at AP2.
AP2.
Oh, then you probably got him. 5-up saves. Now, I can't do an Act of Faith here,
Yeah, because you already did one, right?
but I haven't spent like any command point rerolls yet.
Yes.
Oh, alive with 1 wound.
That's so inefficient for me. All right, robot shooting time. Little unhappy about some of the inefficiencies, but that's okay. We're gonna have 1 robot put his shots into that Immolator, and then the other 2 robots into that Immolator.
The other injured one?
The other injured one. Yeah, I'm trying to finish models.
Now, this is your first volley, because you get to just double tap with them, right?
Correct. Yeah. All right, first robot into the 1 wound Immolator.
So now you realize you're going to do 10 wounds. Like,
Yeah.
10 are going to get through.
Yep. It's like that commissar in a crate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, 6s count as 2 hits.
You say the commissar in the crate, but that's actually in the next battle report.
I thought about it after I said that.
Yeah, so...
You're gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, in the Vault battle report that is today. Watching me play Tau versus Josh's Scions. It's quite the game. That's all I'm going to say. There's a commissar in a crate. It's like Elf on the Shelf, but way scarier.
Looking for 4s to wound because you're in the aura of negative toughness. Oh, yeah, not bad. He's pretty dead.
So, oh, I can't do an Act of Faith. I was going to be really mean and like roll 6 out of 7 of them. If they're all 5-ups, I'd use an Act of Faith to keep them alive. But I can't use another Act of Faith in the same phase. 5-up saves! Oh, you should see Josh behind the camera right now. He's like tense, thinking that somehow I'll actually make this. It was a good roll.
You only failed 2.
I only failed 2, but if I only failed 1, I could use a command point reroll.
Yep.
But you got him. Now, do I blow up? I could spend a command point and do it automatically, but then I hit my own. I do. Crap. Oh, no.
Good.
It's 6 inches. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 6 inches. Yeah, so it'll hit them. D3 mortal wounds. It is 6 inches. 2 of them die. Ouch. Rama will grab 2 bolters, obviously. Now, as they die,
You gotta roll the 5-ups for them,
on a
right?
5-up, they can fight because of order or shoot. So nope, they can't. And I should actually do that for the Immolator as well.
Yep.
This is before it's removed, because if it's removed, I can't shoot. So 5-up, I can fire my twin multi-melta, because you only get to fire 1 weapon, but it technically only has 1. Oh, that's too bad.
Good.
Now, D3 mortal wounds to your horsies. Now, they're 3 wounds each, so
They
we want
are.
to see a 5 or a 6 and kill one of them. Yeah, there we go. Nice, healthy, dead horsey. And then...
It's not supposed to work when you call the dice like that. They're supposed to betray you, not me.
And then I'm gonna put my what's her face? Canoness, thank you.
Yes.
On a 1, she dies. No, she's fine. And this will get me a miracle die at the end of the phase, so I gotta remember that, because my order lets me get miracle dice when you kill my units, not just characters.
Cool. Next robot, because my hands are only so big, let's shoot at the other
Immolator.
Immolator.
You don't even want to say the word, it's like Voldemort.
I don't even think I can say that
The
anymore.
thing that shall not be named. The 6s are 2 hits.
Yes. Looking for 5s to wound now, because nobody is nearby giving you any penalties.
Not bad. 3. Oh, actually, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was
3.
awful.
That's bad, sorry.
And then the last robot, re-rolling the 2 1s. Oh, they're so sad. Same thing, 5s to wound.
Oh, golly!
Man,
None.
You only got 3 saves.
Only
tonight.
3 of them got through. These are -2 as well, though, right?
Yes, sir.
So 5-up, I'm not worried about. Oh, I can't do an active faith anyways. We're in the same phase. All 3 get through.
You down to 2.
You got me down to my lowest bracket.
All right.
Hitting on 5s now.
Last little bit of shooting is I have the Sulfur Hounds putting shots over into your Canoness. Everybody's within pistol range for their handheld pistols, but only 1 Sulfur Breath in range. All the pistols hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s.
Oh, look at you go.
I feel so fancy. These are going to wound you on 3s. And they are AP -1.
So I have a 4-up save against these.
Yes, sir.
No rerolls. Ooh, 1 gets through. Got 4 wounds left.
D6 auto hits with the Sulfur Breath. For 3. Not what I wanted to see, but that's okay. The pistols were a little subpar. Anyways, they all wound.
4-up saves against those 2.
Yes.
Hey, 2 more get through. I got 2 wounds left. End of the phase, you killed my Immolator because of my order. That gets me a miracle die, which I will roll right now. 2. I am going to use my once per turn re-roll from my warlord while she's still alive.
And this is just for miracle dice, right?
Yes. Ooh, I like that. That'll be handy for not running away.
It will be. Charge phase, it's just going to be charging into your sisters there.
Now you
That's
have
just one squad, right?
You have a yes, one squad.
Yeah.
You have a +1 charge from the thing. Do you have any other helps for your charge besides?
They have
obviously-
no bonuses other than the.
So an
20
8-inch
roll.
charge. So the question I'm trying to think is, do I overwatch? Because I got 2 Meltaguns in there, but they only hit on 6s, right? Everything else will be in rapid fire. Because these are 2 wound each, toughness 3 guys, right?
Yes.
So Meltaguns could pop them quite nicely, but that's only 6s to hit. Actually, if you don't mind me backing up, I wanted to use the chair, but I have to use it at the beginning of the phase. But I knew you were going to declare charges.
Yeah.
This is a once per game use. It allows me to roll 2 dice and pick one to be a miracle die. That can only be used on them.
Oh, yeah,
during that phase.
Go nuts.
So I'm rolling 2 dice, hoping one of them's a 6.
Yes.
A 2 and a 1.
Oh. Beautiful.
Well, I'll keep the 2 because it's also I could use it for a damage roll. And you know what? What the heck? I will overwatch for 1 command point. So let's fire with our 2 Meltaguns. Hey, 1 actually hit. 2's to wound. It's re-rolling 1s, by the way, because Judith is right there. So we got a wound there. You just get your whatever your invuln is.
That's not it.
Okay, so I will right now use that miracle die
Yep.
for an act of faith to do 2 damage and kill 1, and then I'll fire my bolters. And then we got our bolter fire, just hit on 6s. I don't have a combi flamer in that one. I wish I did. Oh, re-roll 1s because Judith is there. Oh, there's another one. 2 6s hit. We're looking at 3s to wound. Yeah, we're not firing at more than 12 inches away. So 2 wounds, no AP. So what's your
4.
say? Oh, we killed 2 in Overwatch. Unless you're gonna.
All right, I can roll an 8-inch charge. No
There
problem.
we are. Oh no! Command point re-roll.
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Any other charges?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we got some morale.
I'll do my morales first because I have more than you.
That's
After.
-1 leadership, -1 combat attrition.
6s.
Okay.
Good.
Is that the only?
Stupid rust stalkers. 5s or 6s. Yeah,
Oh, look at them. They're like, well, we're not leaving. We just got here.
they're confused as to what happened. Where are the other 2?
So I have just 1, I think, because you just were firing at immolators. So it's this squad right here that died. Lost 2 to an explosion from immolators. Got leadership 8 on them right now, but it's down to 7 because of the mission. And because of that, if I roll a 6. Now, I do have a 1 over there, but it just doesn't seem worth using at this point. I roll a 1, which will gain me a miracle die. And I'm going to spend 1 command point on Test of Faith. It's a stratagem that if I am going to gain a miracle die because of either rolling a 1 for morale or by denying the witch, then I can get D3 more. So I'm going to roll the D3 first, and then I'll roll all the miracle dice. So I'll get 3 more. Now I'm just going to roll them all together. Oops. Because I've already used my once per turn reroll. So we've got a 1, 3, 3, and a 4.
Okay.
Nothing too special.
Well, because you've got a strat that you can throw away miracle dice to.
Well, that's
increase-
just it. I have several strats that by throwing away miracle dice I can modify or I can bring back people. So they're not just used to replace dice. So getting 4 miracle dice is a pretty big deal. So thank you. End of this battle round. It's 2-2. You got your super precious one, and I got the 2 lesser ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tie game. Let's go over to turn 2 sisters and see if I can weather the storm.
Well, first we got a beginning of battle round stuff to do.
Alright, started this second battle round. I'm going to go ahead and roll for my canticle. Ending up with a 6. Benediction of the Omnissiah again. So
reroll 1s to hit.
In shooting, yeah. So, okay, not terrible.
And I'll spend a command point on battle rights, which lets me reroll one of my sacred rights. I don't like the one that lets my melee get extra hits. I'm hoping for a 4, a 6 up. That's the deny the witch one. So basically just nothing. And I get to now get a miracle die at the beginning of the battle round. So 1, I'll keep that. And in my command phase, I get a command point, bring me back to 9.
That's about what I got, right?
Nope, you're at 4. We're going to actually, sorry, I know I just told you to go there, Josh. I want you to come over here instead. We're going to walk up with our flamers. The reason it's important to do these ones first is because of where I'm going to put the hospitalier.
Yes.
And then we're going to have the canoness casually walk up as well. She's going to help out here. Now the Hospitalier over this Immolator is going to get out and then advance. Remember, it's +1 move, +1 advance. So that means a 9-inch move. Getting her, I don't really want her closer. Right there, because then I'm going to return a model at the end of the movement phase. I don't know if this is too aggressive, or if I should like stay the hand kind of thing, but my Battle Sister squad inside of this Immolator is also going to get out, and they got some flamers, and then they're just going to move 7 inches because of they're invigorated by the scenario. They're enjoying. We're going to kind of sweep over this way to give room for the Immolator. Up to there with their little cherub, cute little baby cherub into battle. Immolator here is going to advance. I don't really care what the advance roll is because I can basically get them onto the objective. Although, now are these the ones that you can fall back 12 inches?
No.
It's those ones?
Yes.
Okay, so I will use that extra movement then. I'm just going to,
You block a bit.
as much as I can. Like I don't, it's not Age of Sigmar, so I don't have nearly as big a block bubble. If I go there, that forces them to go around that way, right? I don't know. There's nothing perfect, because you can always go up and overtrain as well. Maybe not as cavalry, I'm not sure, whatever. Then we're going to kind of swing over to the other side of the table. We're going to have our Retributor squad back up. They were pretty happy with the damage they did back there. Now they have a backline threat to deal with. They can't get to the objective, unfortunately. This big piece of terrain kind of prevented me from staying near the objective while I fired forward, but they can at least, hopefully, clear the back. Here we're going to have these Retributors step out. Like I said, I'm going to be hyper aggressive. This one has two multi-meltas, 2 heavy flamers, and then we got a combi flamer in there. So, you know, we could do the whole Holy Trinity stratagem that gives them +1 to wound if I want, or I could split the fire and use the heavy flamers to take care of little guys and the multi-meltas elsewhere. Either way, they're going to go there, and we're going to really push forward. Because they can fire weapons. Now the heavy flamers actually have a 16-inch range. Here I don't need them. This might be really dumb for me to move here, but I've got to basically keep you back, right? Although, there's also all the auras. So give me a second. So there they are. I changed my mind. We're going to be a little less aggressive. We're going to take advantage of bubbles, right? I like bubbles. Bubbles are great. The Immolator is going to then move and get within 12-inch range of those Vanguard. And just 12 inches, so that without blocking line of sight through here. So we're just going to make sure we do that right. There we are. Got it. Wait a minute. Actually, I am going to be a little more aggressive, because then I could, if I fail to kill the robots, you know, but I got to still give them line of sight. There we go. Final answer. And then after more careful consideration, I'm going to move these up. Is we're going to try to do as much damage as we can and really threaten that objective. What I was trying to stay back for was to get the kind of a bubble with Judith there, but she can just come on up, right? So we're going to have this Retributor squad get out as well. This is where it gets a little trickier, because I have to consider these 5. If this is going with them. And I got these 2 as well to care about, and this multi-melta is only hitting on 5, so it's like I could use an Act of Faith to make sure one of them hits. Or, yeah, only one of them, because I can only use 1 die. But, yeah, so I'm going to place them down, and then we'll show you where they're going. So I moved everything, because I didn't want to keep going back and forth on camera and trying to figure out where I wanted everything. So I just made sure Judith has got her 6-inch aura going on. We've got the Dialogus with her 6-inch aura going on, which will be important for helping with some of the harder Ballista skills. And then the only other thing I think I have to move is back here with these Battle Sisters. We want to make sure we hold this objective. Not worried about your planes, besides them killing everything. So let's get into 6-inch range. Now, I'm pretty sure the heavy bolters can do it, but there's nothing else for them to really target except maybe your vehicle. And unfortunately, I think you're more than 6 inches away no matter where I go.
Yeah.
And so I can just get within 6-inch range of these as a backup. I'll do the heavy bolters first, and then if I need the extra, then we'll just use these. And there we go. End of the movement phase, the Hospitalier is going to return a slain model to this unit. We'll put him out front, because we're being aggressive. Be aggressive. In the shooting phase, we're going to try for some interesting combos. We got 2 stratagems we're going to be using. Storm of Retribution. 2 command point stratagem I'm going to put on these Retributors, only on Retributors. It does 3 things. Heavy bolters get +1 to hit. Heavy flamers reroll wound rolls. And multi-meltas get plus 12-inch range and +1 damage? Like, heavy flamers and heavy bolters must be like, what? That's not equivalent. Plus 12-inch range and +1 damage? Like, holy crap. So, yeah, I'm going to do that on them. And then I'm going to spend a command point on, well, technically, I do the stratagem after I declare my target. So the target, every one of their weapons is going to fire at your robots right in front. And then I do the Holy Trinity, which is kind of blasphemous.
Did you just realize it now that you said it out loud?
No, I always knew. I always knew. But it's, with Bolter, Flamer, and Melta. So apparently that's the Holy Trinity? Like, sisters, really? The Emperor's not even one of them? You think it'd be like, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. So essentially, if I fire at all my shots at one unit, and there's at least one bolt weapon, one flame weapon, and one melta weapon, all of those weapons get +1 to wound. So, and I've got Judith nearby to give me reroll 1s to hit and to wound. Are you ready for this?
Nope.
Could you be ready for this?
Nope.
Well, we'll start with the multi-meltas. That might just do. Oh, I think as well I want to use the cherub. Just to really lean into it. Yeah, let's use the cherub. So technically it should have been a shooting phase, but Josh is very forgiving this game because I'm
you're
still
playing
learning
this
it.
for the first time.
Yeah, so I roll 2 dice, pick the highest one, or pick one. Oh, the 3, okay. And I have to use it on the Act of Faith here. So that's great, because that, as a damage roll, will insta-kill one of your robots, because at this range, my meltas are +3
Isn't there
damage.
a cherub you can use to double shoot or something?
That's, oh shoot, I'm getting it backwards. This one is a double shoot.
Yeah.
So
that makes more
it's
sense.
the cherub on the Battle Sisters does what I just said. And so I did that properly with the Battle Sisters back here, but on the cherub, on the Retributors, they get to shoot again. So let me just read exactly how that works. So the way the cherub works is after a model is fired, I can use the cherub to fire that model again. So I'm going to fire the 2 multi-melta models, and if the second one doesn't kill you, then we'll fire again. So we got 3s to hit, re-rolling 1s. Oh, we got 1 miss in there already. Oh, 2 misses. Okay, 2 aren't going to kill you, so I'm going to throw the other 2 shots in there. Wow, that was pretty pitiful. Now we're looking at 2s to wound, re-rolling 1s, so hopefully all 3 of these get through. Well, they do. And they're -4, so you get your invulns.
Just a 5 of invul. See what I got?
Oh!
There we go. Dice.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure he's dead, so I am going to Act of Faith and grab a 3 for my Miracle Dice pool, and use that for damage, and it's going to be +3 to that, because the +2 for Melta range and +1 for the stratagem, and that's going to kill one of them.
That works.
Does he blow up?
Yeah, actually, I do got to check to see if he blows up. He does not.
Okay, so 1's gone. So that's not nearly as good as I had hoped, but we still got more firepower. Now the 2 heavy flamers, really wishing there was 4 multi-meltas in there. That's probably how I'm going to build it from now on. Only 5 hits. Normally these would be 5s to wound, but they're going to be 4s to wound, and then re-rolling everything. Wow!
Oh no.
Only got 2 through at -1.
Okay, so I go to a
4 up?
4 up save, yeah. Pass
Okay,
them both.
well this is really not working out so far, is it? 2 bolters, 3s to re-rolling 1s. All those 2s in there, right? Normally 4s to wound, or 5s to wound, but 4s to wound now. Re-rolling 1s. No AP on this, so you got your 3 up save on 2 of those. 1 gets through, and then we got a little combi flamer. Oh, sorry, I should have rolled separately for that. It was all 6s to hit. It was 6s and 2s, because it was -1 to hit. D6 auto hits with the combi flamer.
Oh,
that's a good.
Go away.
It's only strength 4, so we're looking at normally 5s to hit, or 5s to wound, but 4s to wound.
Rerolling 1s.
Yeah, but well, that was overall really bad rolling.
That's 3.
You know what's going to happen is something that uses nothing is going to do way better.
Okay.
Well, that kind of sucked. So let's zip over, here. All right?
All right.
Here. And we're going to put the multi-melta into the robots.
Yes.
And then we're going to put, we got 3 heavy flamers and a combi flamer. It just feels overkill to put into them. And I got when I had these 2 rest stalkers right here, because there's only them that can really fire at them. So we always have the immolator as a backup. So let's put 2 heavy flamers into your rust stalkers, and heavy flamer, combi flamer, bolter into them. And once again, upon further consideration, I'm going to switch to everything firing there except the multi-melta. So let's start the multi-melta because I got the cherub that can basically fire again.
Yes.
I'll still do it one at a time, just on the off chance that this one multi-melta shot takes out the two of them.
It'd be super
You never
upset.
know, because it doesn't have any support. So this is when it actually works, right?
Of course.
We're looking at 3s to hit, re-rolling 1s. All right, well, there we are. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. My goodness, it happened again.
Leave me alone.
Okay, I'm gonna stop using stratagems, all right? I don't need them. Oh, one
Pass
gets
one, fail
through. Now, that means it's minimum 3 damage. So I am gonna act of faith. I can do an act of faith here because I've got the banner.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's every unit that has one of these can do an act of faith in addition to even though an act of faith has already been done. So we're gonna act of faith right there. I'm gonna grab another one of my 3s. And make that 5 damage, killing the one. Does he blow up? Nope.
It does not.
And then I'll use my ammo cherub, who'll go over there and be like, here's some ammo, sir! And gives me ammo for my multi-melta. Do they have ammo? I thought it was just maybe an energy pack. That's what we'll say.
Oh, they just look at the cute baby.
Oh,
and
there's a
it's
cute
fine.
baby in battle. Yeah, that's not messed up at all. 3s to hit. Re-rolling 1s. We're gonna kill that last one. Oh no, 3s to wound. Okay.
Stop.
5 up invuln.
Stop.
No.
Yeah, I passed it.
Oh, that's too bad. We got 3 heavy flamers. Is there any reason to do these separate from the? Oh yeah, because there's an AP to them. So 3d6 auto hits from the heavy flamers into your vanguard. No, a little below average. 10. 3s to wound. Re-rolling 1s. I'm telling you, I don't need stratagems. Just gotta roll the dice. 9.
5 up saves. They're dead.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Just take these off the board for you.
Hey, that's going to be a miracle die for me for killing something. So next up, we're going to have this Immolator fire its twin multi-melta at the robot. Now, here's a question for you Sisters players out there. I don't think it's in the FAQ. You can normally only do one act of faith per phase. The reason that you saw me doing more is because of the simulacrum, the banner. But the banner says that this unit once per phase can do an act of faith, even if an act of faith has already been done. So if I do them first, so like if I did a unit, it's pretty obvious. If the Immolator went first and he fired, I could do an act of faith, and then they could do an act of faith. But what if they go first and do their act of faith? Does the banner basically say that act of faith doesn't count? Rules as written, the answer is no. But I'm curious how it's interpreted on your end. So what do you guys think? For now, I'm going to play it that if by the time I come to a unit without a banner, an act of faith has already been done, then it doesn't matter how it was done. You can't do it. So otherwise, I would totally go and grab that 5 that's sitting over there, or actually the 4, and turn it into a 5, and auto hit with one of these shots. Yeah. But we'll just see what happens with 4 shots hitting on 5s.
4.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. Re-rolling 1s, so we got 1 hit already. Just 1 hit. Okay. Just 1 hit. It's all good. 3s to wound. Re-rolling 1s. Oh!
The robot lives.
Well, for now. Let's come on to the back here before we go to all that other mush. Let's see if our 4 heavy bolter and bolter retributors can kill your rest stalkers back there.
This is like the worst Mythbusters ever.
So heavy bolters first, hitting on 3s. No rerolls.
Tragic.
Yeah, none of that crap back here. 3s to wound. Only 4 wounds. -1.
5 up saves.
Oh, 1 survives. So I could use the ammo cherub and fire the heavy bolter again.
Oh.
Or I could just try to finish off the bolter or just use the meltas to finish you off. You know what? I don't think they're going to live much longer. So cherub, see ya. Thanks for the bolter rounds. It's messed up. 3s to hit. And only 1 more. -1. Hey, we got him. Unless you want to command point and reroll that to keep that one guy alive.
No.
Okay, well then we're going to immediately go to these Battle Sisters, and we're going to fire. The only thing they can really see that's in range is this flyer. So let's just take our chance, right? 2 melta-guns and some bolters. So let's go with our melta-guns here, hitting on 4s because you are hard to hit. So look at that, hard to hit. 3s to wound. I'm assuming you're not toughness 9. And I'm not going to re-roll that because it just doesn't seem worth it. And I'll throw some bolters at it just for fun. Looking at 4s to hit and 5s to wound. Yeah, see, that was fun.
So much fun.
So much fun. Let's go to Lady Judith. She's going to fire her double heavy flamer into that squad of Vanguard.
So 5-man squad?
Yeah.
2d6 out of hits?
7 out of
That'll
hits.
do.
Yeah, perfectly average. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Because, this is an old book, so she still inspires herself. Look at that, 6 wounds.
5 ups.
Oh!
Oh, look at the dice go.
Three die.
Yeah, 2 left.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
We'll try to finish off those 2 with the immolation cannon.
Well, good luck, sir.
Yeah, I know. It seems unlikely that 2 more heavy flamers equivalents would do that. Well, we only got 6 hits, so maybe you'll survive. 3s to wound. Re-rolling 1s. That's 4 wounds at -1.
I know. They're all dead.
Yeah, whoosh.
Well, you overkilled by 2. Aren't you embarrassed?
We're gonna get a little risky here. My Canoness is going to overcharge her plasma pistol and fire at the horses right in front of her. Because I don't want flamers to go and have one of them left with 1 wound.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 2 to hit, I think. You know what? I'll look it up after I roll. Ah, this is 6. That was definitely a hit. And then we're looking at a 2 to wound. Act of Faith is not applicable here. Okay, so -3.
6 have been vuln. Nope.
Okay, so one of them just took 2 damage. Then we'll light you up with a heavy flamer, regular flamer, and combi flamer, and bolter, and bolter, and bolter. Yeah. Heavy flamer first. 5 auto hits, wounding on 3s. No re-rolling 1s over here. So 3.
Looking for a 5 up.
Not bad. Finish off the one guy though.
Okay. I'll totally live through all this. It'll be fine.
Got flamer and combi flamer. So we're looking at 5 more auto hits, wounding on 3s. So no re-rolling there. So 4 more wounds, no AP.
4 up save.
Ooh, that kills another one. Ooh. Combi bolter will hit on 4s, re-rolling 1s. And the rest of them will hit on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So 5 of them hit, wounding on 3s. No re-rolls. Oh, okay. Oh, whatever. And then let's do it again. An identical size squad will do exactly the same thing. Hopefully killing exactly as many. I'm okay with just killing 2. That's how many there are. Heavy flamer. Whoa, maybe not exact. 3s to wound. Okay, it's exact. 4 wounds so far at -1.
5 ups.
Oh, you spiking your dice.
Yeah,
2 wounds get through. We got 4 more to get. We got 2 flamers. Oh, we got 9. Wounded on 3s. Ah, that's crap. 4 of them get through.
That's 4 more here.
No AP. So 2 more. So that means you have 2 wounds left for me to kill. So we've got our bolters. 2 of them hitting on 4s because it's combi. And then 2 of them hitting on 3s, all re-rolling 1s. Ooh, can I get through that last? Oh no, I don't think we're gonna kill the last one. 3s to wound. Oh, they both get through, so fail both 4 up saves, and I got them. Oh my goodness! Oh, the efficiency!
Dang it.
Oh, the efficiency! And then we'll put the immolation flamer into those horsies.
Yes.
8 auto hits. 3s to wound. There's no re-rolls here, so just 7 wounds.
-1, right?
Yeah.
5 ups.
Oh no. Oh, I didn't kill 2. Almost killed 2.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Now I've been saving the best for last. The Dialogus. She throws back her cloak, reaches down, and pulls out a bolt pistol. I'm just gonna fire it up at the plane. Don't shoot at planes,
Okay.
kids.
Okay.
There's nothing else to shoot at.
I thought you were gonna shoot at the lone
I can't.
Skitari.
I can't see him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my book can see him. I guess
throw
I
the
can
book
shoot
at
him.
him.
I'll throw the book at him. All right, fine. It's lame, but okay. 3s to hit. All right. Command point reroll. No!
Good.
My hubris. Now I get 1 single miracle die for all of that. I wish it was 1 per unit. Then I get like all the miracle dice. That was a brutal...
How many you got right now after you roll this one?
I've only got 5 right now, so I guess this will be my 6th. I've actually been using them, which of course is what you're supposed to do. Another 1. I don't need more 1s, so I'll use my once per turn reroll.
Okay.
No, it's a 2. I got 3 1s sitting over here. If everybody wants to know, there's 3 1s, a 2, a 4, and a 5. So I haven't rolled any 6s yet, but I got the Dialogus to help out with modifying them, so. That's my shooting phase. So in the charge phase, I will declare charge with this immolator into your robot. It's a lame thing that I can do, but it does stop your robot from firing anything else except the immolator. Did you want to Overwatch?
No, it's not even worth the CP.
All right, well then
So disappointing.
I'm not gonna roll it. I'm just gonna move like here. The idea is to stay just an inch out and to not allow your character to intervene. Oh, sorry, I'm double charging the Vanguard as well.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So now, do you want to Overwatch now that you know he's in there?
No.
Didn't think so. Anyway, I think I'm gonna check out Judith's stats, but she probably can take out that little Vanguard. 4 attacks with a Mace of Castigation Yeah, okay. So I'm going to charge. I'm not going to roll it. Just going to. Hi.
Hello.
Do you have a few minutes to spare for the word of the Emperor? Into the charge phase. She's going to. All right, hold on a second. Or maybe the whole thing kind of like lowers down, and I don't know. She's going to bop you with her Mace of Castigation. So it hits on 2s, re-rolling 1s. And then we're winning on 3s.
Did you legit ask if she could kill a Vanguard?
I didn't know. Sometimes characters, you go and look at their profile afterwards, you're like, oh, that's all they've got? Remember, I play Genes to the Cults, man, okay? So,
That's fair.
3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Oh, look at that, only 2 get through. It's -1.
-1, so I go to a 5-up save.
Okay. Oh! You want a command point re-roll that one? Isn't it not important to keep them alive?
At this point, not
It will get me a miracle die because I
that's
killed
great.
something in another phase. Just to warn you. Do you want to interrupt?
Yep.
Yes, you
No,
do.
I'm not. I don't even think I'm allowed to fight. I might be able to fight. No, I'm not interrupting.
Why can't you fight? All right, well, your funeral, man. I'm going to try to run you over. 6s to hit. Reroll 1s. Judith is watching. Judith, I'm sorry. All right, hit me.
Why, that's so funny. I hit you back on 4s. Oh, great.
Oh, don't you reroll it? Oh, no, it's just shooting.
Yep.
All right, so end of that phase, I get a miracle die because it's a miracle I killed a Vanguard with Judith's mace. It's a 3.
It's a miracle there was a model left alive for her to attack.
I know, it worked out really well for efficiency for miracle dice. Miracle.
Okay, so looking at the board,
Oh my goodness.
I'll be honest.
That was ridiculous.
With no degree of like salt or upsetness, I'm gonna tap out here because there's nothing. Like it's obviously gonna be a loss for me. I've got my 6 guys that could jump in and shoot their straight
You
three
still have
guns.
the bat guys.
Yeah, but I mean like there's there's nothing cool for me to even try to show off with them.
I honestly thought when you took your first turn, I'm like, oh dude, he's gonna crack open these immolators and he's gonna destroy all the gooey insides. And then you poured all that firepower into one immolator, and I'm like, huh. And I don't think that was, to quote a
no.
Matthewism, statistical.
Just before you continue that thought.
Hey, just before you watch that post-game show, don't forget we have another battle report for you in the vault. I will be playing Tau again, this time with lots of suits to see if I can figure out some interesting configurations there. And Josh is going to bring toughness 3 guys this time instead of a bunch of toughness 5, 6, 7 with all sorts of invulns. And so maybe I'll be able to kill more than a couple models. He'll be bringing, of course, the Militarum Tempestus, his scions. You can check all that out in the MiniWarGaming Vault once you finish this video. There's a link in the description below. If you're not a Vault member, it's okay. You can click the link and get a free 7-day trial, which will get you instant access to this battle report and many others, and help to support us in making our battle reports, narrative campaigns, and everything else that we do. Thanks so much. Enjoy the post-game show. Welcome to the postgame. Yeah, I think the dice kind of went against you on the turn that mattered the most.
The first.
Because
yeah, no, this was yeah. Looking at this was not the most competitive army, and
no.
I should have been a lot more careful with the what are they called? Destroyers, the Cataphrons. That was tragic.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. It's like there was certain points where my dice rolls were good, and that was one of them. That key point where the first immolator did nothing to them because you rolled double 6 for your invulns, and then the other one with no support, 4 hits, 4 wounds, you failed all your saves, re-rolled, failed to save, and then just the damage was perfect. So that's unlikely, but it was also unlikely that the other one did nothing. So I think the two of them combined are 4 multi-meltas, so 8 multi-melta shots, one of them with re-rolls to hits and wounds of 1. Is likely to take them out. So that's not crazy. It's crazy that I failed so bad and then succeeded so well. And so that helped to swing it back to a level of normalcy. Like I think firing at your robots with this Retributor squad, when I poured all those command points into it, they basically only killed one of them.
Right.
If I could go back and re-kit that squad, it should be 4 multi-meltas.
And then a combi flamer.
Always a combi flamer, because the rule for Holy Trinity is that you have to fire everything at one squad, and there has to be one bolt weapon, at least one bolt weapon, one melta weapon, and one flame weapon. So you put a combi flamer on there, and as long as you're within 12 inches, because otherwise you're not in range for the flamer part, then boom, you're good. And 12 inches is where you'd want to be anyways, because multi-meltas. Now I say that, and immediately realized that's not necessarily the case. Maybe
Because
one
of the
heavy
strat
flamer.
to add 12 to the range.
Yeah, because heavy flamers on retributors are 16-inch range. And if you add 12 inches to the range of a multi-melta, that gives it an 18-inch good multi-melta range, or melta range. And so all of a sudden you can be 16 inches away with the heavy flamer, and the rest of them could be 18 inches away. And so that gives you maybe a reason to bring a heavy flamer, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Or you could do multiple retributor squads with 4 multi-meltas and the combi flamer, and that way you can kind of, if one of them gets gunned down, you have another one that's able to back up and do that. Especially because I also have access to a stratagem that's a fall back and shoot stratagem without penalties. It's actually fall back, shoot, and charge. So retributors,
Oh, no.
yeah, right? And it doesn't say at -1 to hit. It's just flat, you can shoot. And retributors can move and shoot heavy weapons. And so, I don't know, what's better? This kind of thing, like mechanized, or should they be in big squads? Because you can only bring 4 heavy weapons, regardless of the size of the squad. It's like Devastators. You can bring on regular battle sisters like with bolters.
You're talking about having some ablative wounds in the squad?
The problem is, though, they're 14 points a model, whereas like battle sisters are 11 points a model, and they're identical.
Yeah, see, I don't like that, because then also you add 1 or 2 for the ablative wounds, but it makes you so much more susceptible to blasts.
Exactly. And you can't get inside of transports unless it's a rhino. But let's face it.
Yeah.
Well, now remind you, there's a huge points difference. A immolator with a multi-melt, I think, is 145 points. A rhino is 80.
It's worth, though.
It is, but I'm just saying, you could almost bring 2 rhinos for the same price.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for protection, rhinos are way more efficient, because you can for the almost same price, you can carry 20 models instead of 6. But I don't know, I love the immolators. That twin multi-melta.
It's nasty.
Yeah, I think it's almost like, why bother with the immolator ones? I guess it depends what you're playing too. If you know you're up against infantry heavy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, typically, you build not knowing exactly what your opponent's going to do.
Well, I don't know. What is typical for that?
I try to kind of build my list that there's...
I'm not saying what you try to do. I'm like, what is typical? Because we always know, usually, like I built this for playing against Steve's orcs. And in fact, I didn't even really think about his orcs as I built it. I just want heavy flamers and heavy multi-melta. And maybe that's the point that you're making right there. But we still usually talk to each other, right? Like, what are you playing? That?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of a sense, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to show up with something that's just hard countered or just is totally useless. And at the same time, you don't want to make sure.
Well, I mean, I think that on occasion we have the lists where it's like, oh, Matt's this list has been doing amazing. Let's try to see if I can hard counter and destroy it.
Well, that's a very specific example.
Right.
I'm just curious what the viewer is, your experience. Obviously right now with COVID, there's not a lot of end-game playing, but like before that, would you just show up at a shop with your pre-made army and you played against whoever was available, in which case you have no idea beforehand? Or do you play in your basement with your friends and you're very familiar with what they play? Or something in between? I would wager a guess that more people play knowing what they're going up against than not knowing. Tournament play, of course, is its own thing, because that one kind of mixes the two. You kind of know what you're going to go up against, because you look at if you do your study and you look at the meta, you can guess, oh, there's going to be a lot of this there, and I can prepare for that. So that's a little different, though. I'm talking about more your casual, your nightly, the weekly game or the monthly game that you get to. How does that work for you? Anyways, I'm excited to play more Sisters of Battle. I'm pretty sure my next list is going to be totally not this. It's going to be all close combat, because I want to see just how they fare with how easy they are to kill, but they're super good in close combat. Because that's kind of, I want to see how they compare to Gene Stealer cults. Because Gene Stealer cults are kind of like this, where they can hit hard, but they just die before they get a chance to do that.
Right.
So will the Sisters be the same thing if I try to kit them for close combat? I do have like Mortifiers and Penitent Engines to help out. But I don't know, what do you think? So you can look forward to seeing that. I'm definitely going to be trying out Sisters of Battle for a few more games. There is a Tau battle report in the vault right now, but I'm probably going to leave them until there's a new codex, because I did research on them and it was just depressing. Nobody likes the Tau right now, and I'm just like, I don't want another bottom tier army. Because I've been doing Gene Stealer cults, and Tyranids are fine, but Gene Stealer cults are so bad. So what do you think, Josh? I've been talking a lot and you've been silent.
Honestly, I mean, I'm excited that you have an army that seems to kind of work for you. I kind of look at this game and I went, I think I just completely underestimated the Sisters during the deployment phase. I'm like, whatever, I'll be fine.
I sure did. I was sure when you took your first turn that you were about to crack open 3 immolators and kill at least 2 or 3 squads.
Yeah, well, as soon as those Cataphrons went down, I'm like, I was too careless with them. And then once the shooting phase started to kind of go south, I'm like, There's nothing I can do about this. I'm going to get absolutely steamrolled.
Now, it could have been very different if you went first, of course.
It would have been. I think it would have been. There's a lot of firepower. I could have played this list a little bit smarter, and I think, like I said, I just literally kind of got caught not respecting your army.
I don't blame you.
So I'm excited to play against the sisters again.
We'll definitely try them out for a bunch of games before I move on to the next thing, which will probably be Space Marines, a custom chapter, or just kind of playing around with a bunch of stuff there. Yeah, in the end, my kill pile is 1 sister and 1 immolator.
Why'd you have to point that out? I didn't even pay
Oh, I
attention.
forgot my +1 to hit. Oh!
Oh, look at you.
Oh, no! My bolters had +1 to hit.
You big dummy.
Because you killed one of them, and they're like, no, martyr! Pull the trigger faster.
I didn't even get... Your stupid immolator blew up and killed one.
I know, right? But you killed the immolator, so it's your fault. It's like... Anyway, I hope they enjoyed that. Stay tuned for more. Go watch the Tau game.
That was filmed before this, yeah.
It was filmed before this. Keep that in consideration as you watch it. Please be kind. Please be kind.
I would have normally agreed, but not
No,
after
be
this.
kind. Please be kind.
You let them know what you think.
Please be kind.
Happy wargame.